afternoon, everyone. Dr. Jaime Trent here. We're continuing talking about the basics of health. So today I'm going to talk about carbohydrates. So if you've missed them, I've already hit on protein and fat. So today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. And I've just kind of gone back and talked about the basics because a lot of people don't know these things. So carbohydrates. You get carbohydrates mainly from your fruits, vegetables, grains, and then of course sugar, okay? So when you eat a lot of carbohydrates, you absorb it into your bloodstream and that spikes your blood glucose very quickly. So blood glucose is going to be your sugar in your blood, okay? So when we are trying to lose weight and if we have diabetes or anything like that, we don't want to spike our blood sugar up very much. So we want to try to stick more to the lower carb foods, okay? So usually your best source of those carbs are going to be from your low sugar fruits and then your vegetables. So grains are the number one, most grains that people consume are very, very highly processed and have no nutritional value. So that's going to be your breads. Yes, there's some decent ones out there, but even a good one is still very high in carbohydrates and spikes blood sugar. So, but we've always got to read ingredients. So, but like I said, most people are consuming a lot of wheat products and that is really affecting our health negatively. So, but I was told the other day that all the food companies years ago started realizing, of course, their main goal is to sell food. And so what they did, they started removing the soluble and insoluble fiber out of the processed food, started also removing the fat from the processed food, and of course, increasing the sugar. So what that does is that keeps you eating more. You just keep eating, and you never fill up. So if you're going to be eating the carbohydrates, you want to make sure that there is going to be fiber in there to help you say, okay, that's enough. So that's why everybody's done it. Everybody can really overeat those carbohydrates a lot. So, and especially when it's got sugar in it. So those are the things, like I said, grains and sugar. If you're struggling with weight loss, you're needing to cut carbs, a lot of times I just have people start there. Remove the grains, remove the sugar, and try to eliminate as much processed food as you possibly can and get your carbohydrates mostly from the vegetables and, like I said, maybe one serving of your low sugar fruit a day, such as your berries. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, all of those are going to be lower in sugar and have a lot of nutritional value to them. So a general rule of thumb with people is I tell people you should really try not to get more than about 25 grams of carbohydrates per meal or per snack or per time. Because every time you go over that 25 gram mark, you are definitely going to spike that blood sugar up high enough that you are really going to stimulate that insulin release. So that insulin is a hormone secreted by the pancreas that takes that blood glucose, that glucose, sugar in the blood, that's what I was trying to say, sugar in the blood, and takes it and stores it as fat or gets it into the muscles. So when you're eating that much, anything you're not burning, basically, in about 30 minutes, you're going to store as fat. So you're going to increase your fat stores, okay? And when we've done that for a long period of time, our insulin stays high in our blood, and then we have a hard time ever tapping back in and burning that stored fat. That is why so many people struggle with weight loss. And of course, as we age, there are other factors that come in and complicate this process also. So keeping your carbohydrates down to about 25 grams, making sure you're getting some fiber in there. Usually the recommendation for fiber is around 25 grams a day. If you're doing low carb, removing the grains, sometimes it's hard to actually reach that, but I find people still do just fine when they're just focusing on getting it from their fruits and vegetables and having their fiber be a little bit lower. So, so really one of the biggest benefits to carbohydrates is that fiber. So when we used to do keto a lot of times what people would say is there are no essential carbohydrates. So there are essential fatty acids, there are essential amino acids, things that you have to get from your diet. I feel like the essential carbohydrate is your fiber. We need that fiber, we need that soluble and that insoluble fiber to help our gut stay healthy. So make sure you're just getting a variety of different fruits and vegetables in your diet. So, okay guys, have a great rest of your day.